Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and I actually wasn't planning on doing this video right now. I was going to talk with my friend Mike, OCP Communications, on Skype chat, and my Mediacom, which is my internet provider, decided to have an outage and go down, so I can't get on the internet because they're so good at their job. So now I'm going to talk about this piece of shit to get out my frustration on that bullshit. And yeah, I did say this is a piece of shit. This is the first rant. It won't be the last, but it's the first rant of the Steven Seagal marathon. Above the Law I enjoy. Hard to Kill I enjoy. Marked for Death I enjoy. Out for Justice is my favorite. I enjoy Under Siege 1 and 2. I even liked this film. I mean, Out for Justice is my favorite, and the others like Above the Law, Hard to Kill, Marked for Death are great. Under Siege 1 and 2 are good. I don't hate this film. It has its flaws, but I don't hate it. And this gets a 4.4, but this gets a 6.4. And why do I hate it? I find it tedious. I find it boring. I find it slow. I find it way too fucking long. I find it very uneventful. It's trying to do suspense, but it doesn't work. It's trying to be a thriller, but it's not thrilling. The action scenes are lackluster for a big budget blockbuster. This cost over 55 million bucks. So it wasn't a cheap movie. And it's a waste of the cast. You have a good cast. Kurt fucking Russell. You got Halle Berry. She had done a few little stuff like The Last Boy Scout, Boomerang. I don't mind Halle Berry. John Leguizamo. Oliver Platt. I know some people, like my good friend Effrey, don't like Oliver Platt. I don't mind Oliver Platt. Joe Morton from Speed, from Terminator 2. And Steven Seagal. Jerry Goldsmith doing the music. Written by Jim Thomas and John Thomas. These are the guys who wrote Predator and Predator 2. Produced by Joel Silver. You have a lot of people wasted on a nothing movie that's a fucking sleeping pill. Great, they made a 2-hour and 12-minute sleeping pill. That, I gotta take a fucking bottle of no-dos to get through. I mean, like this review, and I know it's their review, but still, Alan Barra, Newhouse Newspapers. Faster than Speed and more fun than Broken Arrow. You know what, Alan Barra, I will, come over to my house. We'll sit down, we'll watch Speed, we'll watch Broken Arrow, and then we'll watch this film, and then I want you to explain to me in a natural, easygoing conversation as to how this is faster than Speed and how it's more fun than Broken Arrow. I'll give my points on Speed and Broken Arrow. You give your points on Executive Decision. And I have a good fucking feeling that I will fucking win that argument. It's not an argument, it's an opinion. I understand that. But, yeah, I'm jealous that you got paid to write reviews and you're able to write faster than Speed, more fun than Broken Arrow for this fucking movie. Yeah, I'm jealous. I think I'm less mad and more jealous of that. Because I don't get that review. Again, I know it's his opinion, to be fair, but I don't fucking get it. How is it faster than Speed? It's 2-hour and 12-minute, where the first 45 minutes, this is what happens for the first 45 minutes of the film. This is all that happens. Steven Seagal and his team, which is a U.S. Army Special Forces team, with John Leguizamo and Joe Morton, BD-1 from Jurassic Park, and a few others are in it. They go in this place, Seagal slices a neck, stabs 1 or 2 people in the neck. His team go in, tactical style, shooting some bad guys. And they're trying to find this stolen Soviet nerve agent called DZ-5. They shoot a lot of bad guys, but they find that the place is empty. Meanwhile, Kurt Russell, who's a consultant to Army intelligence, he's trying to fly, and they're doing this so that at the end, when he's landing the plane, say, oh, see, he can fly because we showed it before. Him on his off time, trying to learn how to fly. He gets some info that a terrorist has been arrested. Meanwhile, there's a suicide bomber in London, blows up this restaurant. These terrorists take over a plane. They all have a meeting. It was cool to see Charlie Hallahan, because Charlie Hallahan and Caruso were in John Carpenter's The Thing. Charlie Hallahan was the guy in the Norris with the when you put the paddles, and he's the guy on the table, and his stomach opens up and his head flops to the ground. That's Charlie Hallahan. So it was cool to see him and Caruso in the same movie after so long. John Carpenter's The Thing. But what are we going to do? Because the bad guys have this plane taking over. They're going to Washington, D.C. Caruso says, oh, they probably have the nerve toxin, the nerve agent. They don't want to splash on D.C. when it gets close. We need to get up there and disarm the bomb and all that stuff. Okay, they contact Oliver Platt, who has this plane that can link up to the Boeing 747 and use this thing to go up and hook to that plane in order to go from the stealth plane to that plane without being detected, which I don't think is a thing that exists in real life, but hey, it's a movie. So they do that. While they're doing that, things go apeshit. And things go haywire. Joel Morton gets his neck broken. He's not dead, but he can't do anything. They go, oh shit, we better close this hatch, otherwise both planes will depressurize and everyone will die. Caruso says, we're not going to make it. Steven Seagal goes, you will, closes it to save both planes, and Steven Seagal dies. We see a faraway shot of the stealth here, the big 747 here, the little hatch. Seagal's little body flies away into the air. That's your first 45 minutes of the movie. There you go. That's what happens for 45 minutes. Anything interesting? Caruso, he's doing the best that he can. I don't blame Caruso. I like him. He can't save the movie, though. And like I said, it's a waste of a good cast. Okay, they were trying to do a Psycho where you think Steven Seagal is going to be in it much more, and then he dies saving people. There's some trivia, one being that there was talk of him, like his head was going to explode because of decompression or something of that nature. And Seagal didn't want to do that. Either he didn't want that death, or he didn't want to die at all. I don't know which one it is, because I hear different things. And he held up, and finally he did it. I know during the film, John Leguizamo, apparently Seagal pushed John Leguizamo and fucked with him. And also apparently John Leguizamo got in a shoving match with Caruso because John Leguizamo wouldn't stop improvising. Stuart Baird, the director, he was an editor. He had edited films like Lethal Weapon. I think he worked on Superman the movie. I could be wrong. This was his first directing job. He wanted, U.S. Marshals he did after this, which I liked U.S. Marshals. And then he did Star Trek Nemesis, which I didn't care for. So U.S. Marshals is the only good one Stuart Baird did. I don't think this made much money at the box office. At best, it broke even. At worst, it was a box office disappointment. I don't think it was that gigantic of a hit. Might have been one of those things that made $100 million worldwide, but like $50 million US, $50 million foreign. I don't know if that's a hit. If it costs $55 million plus advertising. 5 miles above the Earth, an elite team of 6 men must make an air-to-air transfer in order to save 400 lives on board a 747 and 40 million below. High-flying excitement, fasten your seatbelt. What excitement? What excitement? I don't get that. I don't get why this gets a 6.4 on IMDb. I don't get it. The only other notable thing at 45 minutes, Steven Seagal says, oh, who the hell is going to do it? You? Talking to Caruso. I'm like, yeah, him. You wanna know why? Because he's Jack fucking Burton. Because it's Nate fucking Plissken. That's why. So yeah, he is going to do it. And also kind of weird how it reminded me a little bit of Stargate before this, because You have a guy with glasses with a military guy. Only in Stargate, Kurt Russell was the Steven Seagal character. Now he's sort of the James Spader character. But I mean, the cast can't save it because they have such a nothing script. And a first-time director that didn't bring much to the table. A Jerry Goldsmith score that honestly is in one ear out the other. And I love Jerry Goldsmith, but I can't remember anything of the score. And I watched it pretty recently. So after that 45 minutes, what you did? They're looking for a bomb throughout the bottom of the plane where the nerve agent is attached to. They plant some cameras. Later on, they're looking for a guy when they find out that a guy has a trigger for the bomb to try to find him. J.T. Walsh, who's a good character actor from films Breakdown. He would work with Kurt Russell on Breakdown. Who's no longer with us. J.T. Walsh, good character actor. He tries some negotiation. He's a senator. Ultimately, he dies. Shot in the face. Cutaway. Find out that there's enough nerve gas that is going to wipe out half of the eastern seaboard. Oliver Platt, he's got to help Joe Morton with the bomb because Joe Morton can't move because he's got a broken neck. So it's him telling Oliver Platt what to do with his bomb. Do this, do that, put this, clip that, eat that, bit that, bit that, bit that. Okay, I did it. It's not exciting for a guy going... Sweat. For a scene? Sure, but that's really the entire fucking movie. John Leguizamo gets his team ready to attack. Joe Morton says stop, and that's when you find out there's a guy with an overwrite switch and a trigger. You gotta find him. Just if you guys go in, he just boop, and the whole plane explodes. Halle Berry, she's a stewardess. Apparently she got paid $1 million. That must have been the easiest fucking $1 million that a person could have gotten. I'm like, why? I remember that one rumor I heard. I don't know if it's true, that she was going to be a Broken Arrow. But someone said, oh, no one would believe a black park ranger. I don't know if that's true. I remember reading that trivia somewhere for Broken Arrow. I don't know if that's true. If so, that was fucked up, whoever said that. Was that why? Like, someone involved with that decided to do this? Or was it, I think Boomerang was like the big film she was in? I mean, well, Joel Silver, The Last Boy Scout. Was he really impressed with her small role in The Last Boy Scout? They're like, she doesn't want to do it. I'll pay her $1 million. Really? $1 million? She doesn't really do anything. She talks with the terrorist a few times, finds her friend dead. Because earlier the woman had slammed down and hit her head, and Halle Berry finds her dead. Kurt Russell gets to contact her, and she decides to help out to find this person via Kurt Russell's description. She writes something on her hand, puts it in the camera. That's the seat number. In the meanwhile, you go back to the government every once in a while. What do? This is an executive decision now. Just make sure you get the fucking title of the movie in there. Get some fire planes ready to blow it up, and then the good guys try to get Morse code on the taillights, and the Navy pilots see that. Thankfully, they do know Morse code, and they did notice the little taillights doing shit. While Joe Morton and Oliver Platt are fucking around with the bomb some more. And Oliver Platt has this thing where he sucks on a straw and bites and chews on a straw. And he goes, what should I do with it? At the end of it all, who knows? Use your magic wand, and shows the straw to Oliver Platt. Kurt Russell does. And Kurt Russell gets in some plain clothes and gets Halle Berry to let him in on the elevator. and go to that seat where the sleeper agent is, but it's the wrong guy, and he sees the guy and chases after him, while the rest of the team, John Leguizamo and BD1, the other guy, go in, shoot some of the terrorists. Caruso's trying to get to the terrorist, and of course, as bad luck would have it, his foot is stuck in this thing, and I'm like, how the hell did your foot get stuck in that? And can't reach the little detonator, and the guy hits it, but thankfully, good luck, as this Joe Morton and Oliver Platt are looking at the bomb, and they're trying to put this thing in, which is his Oliver Platt's straw, with these two bombs, that if they do this, it blows up, and there's also lasers, and he's able to get in just in time. He gets there, and then the thing's, but it hits the straw, so it doesn't blow up. Wow, that's luck that you never see in a fucking movie. And I know I've seen it in movies, and a lot of times I can let that go. I understand. It's a movie. But also, a lot of times I hate that coincidence luck that you would only see in a movie would never happen in real life. It's like in Sudden Death with Van Damme, where, oh, thank God the other team scored the goal and they got into sudden death, the name of the movie. Otherwise, the whole place would have blown up. And the guy at the last second, it's just... That's why I hate when they do bombs in movies and they cut it and there's just 1 second left. And it's just... It just takes me out of a movie. It makes me go, yeah, it is a movie. Because even as silly and stupid as things can go, I get sucked in, and that kind of stuff, that kind of luck is, oh, it's just a movie. I know it's a stupid thing to complain about, but it's just my own, that's my own thing. But believe me, that's not what killed the movie. I'm just saying that's one moment that I'm like, oh, okay. Caruso doesn't make it because he's stuck in some fucking thing in his foot, and I don't know how the hell that happened. So he kind of failed, but thankfully Oliver Platt got his straw in at the last second. A lot of luck that would never happen in real life. The bad guy realizes it's up shit creek, shoots the pilots. Leguizamo shoots the bad guy, and then you have this extended fucking scene where Kurt Russell and Halle Berry are landing the plane. They land the plane, it fails, so, okay, we land here, they land the plane. Not that exciting. Really not that interesting. It's not fucking faster than Speed and more fun than Broken Arrow. How? Really? This is the ticket? Can I get a refund if that's the ticket? Yeah, I'm sorry I don't want to watch A Sleeping Pill. I'm sorry I don't want to watch a boring, tedious, long as fuck movie that did not need to be 2 hours and 12 minutes. Hell, you know what could have helped? You know what could have helped? Don't kill Steven Seagal. Say he's got to be in the stealth plane, and the stealth plane lands, and then you do... Try to think of an example. The Towering Inferno, where you have Steve McQueen on the ground, you have Paul Newman in the building, you alternate, have Steven Seagal on the ground looking for people to get some information to head to those guys. Oh, I gotta find some information, and he goes to this guy and beats him up and beats this guy up and does this. And he's looking for information on the ground to help them out. And I don't know how to work it out. He's like, well, wait a minute. Then they'd be in connection. Then they could be contacting the government. Blah, blah, blah. But it's suspense that didn't work. It wasn't suspenseful. Killing off Steven Seagal, I guess, is trying to be shocking. But in the long run, if you've seen the film, you know something's up when he's not on the cover. And actually, it was funny, he's on some covers, some posters. especially overseas, and I'm going to find that and try to put that as the picture to this review, because it's funny, because they have Kurt Russell, and then they put Steven Seagal's face right there, and you can tell that looks a little bit funky, because that's like overseas posters. But usually it's just Kurt Russell, no Steven Seagal's name, hell, no Steven Seagal in the back. Just all the cast and Steven Seagal. So you know something's up. And plus it's a film from 1996. And 4 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, despite how many fucking advertisements we gotta go through the void of the internet, you can find out what happens to Steven Seagal in the film. This movie is just boring as shit. So fucking boring, it makes me want to watch fucking golf, because there'd be more suspense in golf. Is Tiger Woods gonna fuck up this time again, or is he gonna get back on the horse? Is that's more suspenseful than anything in this fucking movie. Good, I can say. The Cavs don't do a bad job. Kurt Russell, he's not the problem. He does fine. The effects work. You know, the scene with the plane landing, and that scene is when they're landing and there's like smaller planes that the wing is hitting and blowing up the smaller planes. The effects are good. Whether they did that for real or model work or however they did it, it's not like there's any making of it. It is way too fucking long. It's a 2-hour and 12-minute movie. I know I should be more upset because I don't like this film at all and I hate this fucking film. At the same time, I know there's a lot of direct-to-video Steven Seagal films I gotta get to, and I can't blow my wad already. Because there's gonna be a lot of direct-to-DVD Steven Seagal films that I'm gonna be going insane and ranting about. Like fucking Attack Force, or Today You Die, or Out of Reach, or other shit. That I gotta save some for later, but the other notable thing is the song at the end is a Frank Sinatra song, and the last fucking line of dialogue is, "Make a pizza." You know what? I should just make a pizza instead of watching the fucking movie. Am I forgetting anything else? That's really the fucking movie in a nutshell. The reason it's over 20 minutes is I'm just ranting and raving about certain points. So, overrated. 6.4. The critical notices this film got. Hell, this film, as flawed as it is at least has some bloody fun action, stunt sequences, fight scenes. For an action movie, at least you got that. The fuck does this movie have? If you want to watch 2 hours and 12 minutes, mostly of people looking at a fucking bomb, or people looking through the fucking plane, and then people in Washington talking about what to do next and get the executive decision, and more of Kurt Russell looking around sweating, and everyone else looking around sweating, and Oliver Platt chewing on his fucking straw, they just shove up his fucking ass. Yep, that's so exciting. That's so suspenseful. No, it's more suspenseful when I'm taking a shit. Because I'm like, is it going to go easy? Or is it going to go tough as fuck? That's more suspenseful than anything in this fucking flick. And I'm sorry, I love Jerry Goldsmith. The score was just... I know I'm repeating myself now, so I gotta stop. Stuart Baird, he did a... at best, mediocre, at worst, lame as fuck job directing. Nothing to it. No wonder he didn't get too many directing jobs after this. And yeah, not much I can say. Fuck executive decision. It can kiss my ass. Yeah, Frank Sinatra, Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, last line of the fucking credits is him singing "Make a pizza." You know what? I'm gonna go fucking make the pizza. Still talking about this fucking piece of shit movie. Fuck it.